Can't find it. Yo, Beanie. See you in the comments, Beans. Jesus. Shout out to the 702. Let me see. See if Beanie's in the request. Damn. Shout out to the 702. Let me see. See if Beanie's in the request. Damn. Where the brother at? I'm looking for Beanie shit. There you go. Sigel, you heard? Sigel, you heard? Yo, this shit. It's the biggest show in the land, man. Yo, Verse, what's up? It's the biggest. Yo, Beanie, I just sent the request. It's the biggest show in the land, man.
Yo, Crack, what up?
Man, let me tell you something, bro. A true spitter, living legend of the game. Like, you ever thought somebody be calling you a living legend?
Never. Never.
Crazy. Tell me your story in Philly, how you came up, how did you meet Rockefeller and these guys? How did you get connected with the Rock?
Well, that's the first part came up in South Philly. You know, the hood like everybody else. Kind of weird story how I met Rockefeller. When I first started, like, really, like, homing my skills, like, knowing that, like, yo, I might can rap, like, for real. Like, when I started believing other people that used to tell me, because I ain't, on my corner, it wasn't cool to be a rapper. Like, we in the trenches. So I had to hide it from my homies. So I used to have to go in different circles, and I ran into this cat, Murder Mill, and me and him, I would say we battled. We had mutual friends. His folks was my folks, and they was like, yeah, my cousin, yeah, this is. So I had my man used to hype me, who knew I knew how to rap, but they didn't think I knew how to rap. So they bring this guy Murder Mill around, and we get it in. And I left that joint like thinking like, yo, I think he might have got me. And when I ran into him again, he was saying the same thing about me. So we linked up and did like 2 records. Like, first time ever going to a studio, went to his man crib, Ike, in the basement, and we laid down these 2 tracks. Now this time frame is within days. A week later, I don't hear from him. He calls me and was like, yo, I think I got a lick for us. Is these cats out Southwest Philly that rap, who the world know them now as Philly's Most Wanted. They want battle for some money. So we
saw Gilly from Philly.
No, not Major Figures.
Not Major Figures, the Most Wanted, Philly's Most
Wanted.
For them.
Yeah, right. Most Wanted, cross the border with Pharrell, yeah. So we go to battle them, and they management already was in conversation with Rockefeller. So I think they was in Cancun.
Who was their management again?
At the time, their management was a guy named Stevie G.
Yeah,
Stevie
I
G.
got to know him. I'm trying to make it come to my mind. But guys, so the management was already talking to Rockefeller.
Yeah, Rockefeller. They management and who became my management, Sadiq from Black Friday.
Okay,
And
all right.
Roy.
No
So
Sadiq.
yeah, so they was managing Most Wanted. So they all in Cancun, the management. So it's just me, my man. We go to their spot. So we come with the paper. They didn't have the money with them because they bag was in Cancun
Mm,
talking to Jay and them.
mm.
So they, so you know, we go back and forth, we exchange words or whatever, you know. So we was like, man, they ain't got the money, murder. I'm out. So they started pulling out deals and stuff. Was like, y'all, because I think it was like probably 10 bands or something we was going to battle for. They showing us, you know,
Come
$1 million contracts.
get it.
Yeah, they showing us contracts. So I'm like, fuck that black and white. The Higwood is green. So I'm like, fuck the money. We just started battling. So, you know, of course, you know, we did our thing. I did my thing. And me and from Philly Most Wanted, Bubonic, we exchanged numbers. So he told his management about me, like, yo, this kid bought this board pit. Y'all need to hear him. So,
Because Beans, I don't want to stop it, but stay right there.
well,
Be I don't want to disrespect Philly because you know I got too much family in Philly and too much respect.
yeah,
But every time somebody spit for me from Philly,
yeah.
I felt like they was trying to sound like Beanie Sigel, right? Or is
At
it,
one point,
or is it that all of Philly got the same slang and everybody just got the same cadence? Because I felt like everybody who would rap to me, I'd be like, damn, this nigga, he sound like Beanie Sigel. So, was it because all of y'all just sound like that, or was they really trying to?
nah, everybody didn't sound like that. It wasn't a lot of rappers. At one point, you did have people, you know, trying to get that cadence. But speaking up from where I'm from, man, there's different bops all over the city because every part of the city got different slang. You know what I mean? They dress different, they talk different, they slang different. You know what I mean? If you from South Philly, they might say, "What's up, Ski?" If you from North, they like, "What up, Doe?" You might be Doe. You might be Scrap. You might be Cuz. So it's different slang and different, you know, little bops in every part of Philly.
I to the rock. How do? Because I'm gonna tell you my perspective. You tell me how it really happened. I'm gonna tell you how it looked to me. But go ahead, continue.
So so all right. So Philly's Most Wanted, they had a meeting with Rockefeller. So me and Bubonic, we kept in touch. He asked me to did I want to take the ride up there? But at that time, I wasn't really trying to be no rapper. I was in the street. So I had I was about to go to a dog fight. I had $5 grand on my man, Murder, who became my partner. I had $5 grand on his dog, Mikey. So me riding up to New York and meeting Jay-Z and all that, that's cool, but fuck all that. I'm trying to get to this quick $5 grand. Mikey a grand champ, he biting everything. Blood coming out blue. So I tried to duck him. I couldn't. I wound up riding up there with him. To speed it up, Jay was in the studio doing It Was All Good a week ago with Too Short. So we go in the studio. So there's some other rappers in there that's, you know, from New York. They was in there, a group. I don't know if they was about to get signed or was around and Jay was trying to sign them. So we came up. So it kind of became a Philly, New York thing within Most Wanted and these other rappers. So Jay just came out the booth like, yo, y'all come in the studio and I'm laying my shit down. Somebody better spit something. You know what I mean? He doing a record with Too Short. So they wound up going back and forth. And somebody said like a comment about something about Philly, like we ain't had no rappers down there. He made like a Philly cheesesteak lot, something. So I intervened, and once I intervened, the rest was history. It was over. After I rapped, nobody in the room rapped again.
Nobody rapped again. Like they knew, like, yo, stay in your place.
Yeah, I started biting everything in the room that wasn't on my side. If you ain't come with me, you got
Really,
it.
people who don't know,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna give you like different synopsis. When I went to LA, when I went out to LA for the first time with Mac 10, my brother. Shout out to Mac 10,
Yeah,
Inglewood.
shout out to Mac.
Everybody out there was the blood. His neighborhood. I mean, grandmothers, uncles, everybody was riding. They had the ice cream truck was red.
Yeah.
Like, everybody. The cops was bloods.
Yeah.
When I go to Philly, everybody's grandmother spit 16. Every guy from the bar spit 16. The school teacher spit 16. I used to go down there to sharpen my skills.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people did.
Yeah, I used to go down there to sharpen my skills. So the way this works from an industry standpoint is when you from New York, they call this the Northeast. So it says anything from Boston down to DC, maybe Virginia, is the Northeast. And when you're an East Coast rapper, that's where your record starts to spin first. And then we want to cross over to the West and the South and everything.
Yeah.
But Northeast. And me knowing Jay-Z as a businessman, me knowing the business, when he signed a bunch of Philly guys, I said, holy shit, he wrapped up the Northeast. Like, cause you know, New York was one thing, but when he went and got y'all from Philly,
Yeah.
it was not only did he get the nicest dudes, but it wrapped up the whole Northeast. It made it like, cause Philly was his home too. The minute y'all Jay-Z was already king, but when y'all co-signed him, he became Philly too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Philly was acting like he was from Allegheny or he was from Germantown or something like that.
He had Beanie Sigel with him. Yeah. It's supposed to have been like that. That's the big homie. Yeah.
Sigel, y'all made some classic hits.
Yes, sir.
Y'all made some classic, you made some classic albums, man. The In the Air shit. I remember clearly, and I don't want to talk about what everybody else would talk to you about, but this is just major. When you got into the beef with Jada, the rap battle beef, that was the illest to me. Because y'all both street, y'all both underground, raw. You know, that battle there, I remember I was in Miami, and I don't know how. I was getting the mixtapes of you against Jada, and I was just like, y'all was like literally blowing my fucking mind. How did that beef even come about with you and Jadakiss?
All right. At the time, Jay and Jadakiss was bumping heads a little bit on records. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, that's how I started. Like when you hear the after the original was probably this. You know what I'm saying? And then Kiss on the Maya record, and then Jay jumped on the Maya record, and it was the shots going back and forth, and then Kissing them was saying stuff too. You know what I mean? So Jay never responded. Like he never responded to him. It just was like subliminal. So me, as a new artist coming into the game and coming into listening to, you know, the LOX and knowing like from Philly, that's the streets right there. That's what we gravitated to. Like we rock with the LOX. So that was just a strategic move for me. I'm like, yo, Jay ain't gonna say nothing. And I know everybody heard us. I'm going at it. Win, lose, or draw, at that particular time, nobody in a sane mind would even think about trying to battle Jadakiss or the LOX of them, man. They annihilate you. That wasn't no walk in the park and nothing. Like that was me throwing everything. Like I'm throwing my hat in the ring. I'm gonna put the house on this because if it come this close, I'm stamped. I'm stamped.
Oh no, you were staying. I was in Miami. Joe Crack was in Miami, but begging for the tapes. I had them shits here the second they was. I was like, I was fucked up behind
Yeah,
this. What's crazy is Jada told me a story where he said he went to Philly and
yeah,
he with this song in the he said the people were going crazy. They were showing them love no matter what. But then he tried to diss y'all. And he said the whole stadium started throwing shit at him. And
yeah,
he said, yo, this is where keeping it real goes wrong.
yeah,
I mean, did you hear about that? Was you there?
yeah, yeah. That was one of the I actually didn't go to that show at first, but when I got the call, I shot down there and I after, you know, they did what they did, nobody expected me to come. So I came and I think Puff was performing. And they had their little friction at the time, you know, and I'm like, yo,
Let me get on.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. And he was like, go ahead, do your thing. And I went out. When I came on the stage, they went crazy. They went crazy. That's when it was like good. It was great in hip hop. It was like, that's what it was. Like, you was doing it for the sport. It was, you know, you sharpening your knife, like you going against the best. You only the as good as your competition. You know what I mean? And that was like they was on top. So I was pushing myself.
Any
Like,
your beings, any regrets, right? Because you the true meaning of keeping it real, right?
yeah,
And so whenever I did my history on Beans, even though you were successful, y'all made a couple of dollars, you was making millions or whatever, down with Rockefeller, the biggest team. Um, they still was telling me, yo, Beans is wilding out here, he's letting it go, allegedly, you know, like, you know, and any regrets if you ever think back at that time and said, man, maybe I should have wised up and just not
oh
kept
yeah,
it real.
uh, yeah, of course. You always think back of things you would do different. But if we do that, would I still be Beans?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't really have no regrets because, you know, I come from the cloth where as though, you know what I mean? I mean, it's in the music, man, and feel it in the air. I tell you, I go through it so you wouldn't do it after me. As for me, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody want, you know, I'm still circling the block from parking. You know what I mean? I know who I am, and I was comfortable with, you know, being who I am. I know who I am as a person, and I never got lost in the industry as far as, you know, how people can. But if anything that I would do different, I would have just slowed down a little bit so I could be able to learn the business and understand that I had a career. Because it was a lick.
Mm.
I wasn't looking to be signed to Rockefeller Records. I wasn't out making demo tapes and, you know, trying to be a rapper. I had a couple raps. I ran into somebody who later on ran me into somebody, and within 2 weeks of me maybe having 10 raps in my book. You know what I mean? My little notepad. I was standing in front of Jay-Z, and I got signed to Rockefeller Records. So it was so fast. Everything was like fast, like. And I was only Beanie Sigel on the streets for 2 years. It seemed like I had a long career, but I was on the streets as Beanie Sigel for 2 years.
That's crazy. Then you go to jail famous, and people don't
Yeah,
understand that jail famous is like, it's different, not famous. Some people go to
yeah,
jail under the radar. Some people is quiet.
yeah.
Uh, you know, going into jail. Where did you do your time? I know you did it like in Jersey, or you did it in Philly.
No, I did time in Jersey. I was in the feds. I did time in Farrington.
Yeah,
Farrington, and then Schuylkill. I was at Schuylkill.
that time they playing your fucking record every single second of the day.
Yeah, like that
Hell,
shit. That shit was getting crazy, cause they dropped the "Feeling in the Air" video, which only had a year and a day. I didn't even want the album to drop. I just recorded a mixtape, Still Public Enemy with Green Lantern. That was enough music to last for a year until I got out to drop the album. But they dropped it and I ain't know it, and they dropped the video. So I'm sitting in the day room, headphones on, you know, you in front of the TV with your bowl, and the video come on. So you got 300 people on a block. And as soon as the video come on, I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn. But everybody else on the block, like, they looking like this, yo. The whole block turn around, like, from looking at the TV, like,
oh no, they looking at you.
yeah, they turn around. Cause they know what much, so they just looking. And it was like, that shit was weird.
It was weird. So you got to see it real time, because I've always wondered, right? Like, even back to when I dropped my first song, Flojo,
Yeah,
I always wondered what a Puerto Rican kid in Philly felt like when they first seen Fat Joe with a half moon and jury on 100 guys. We got like what, and then, but you were sitting locked up when that "Feel It in Your Air" comes on, and you looking at everybody's response. So you got to see that like a crystal ball.
yeah, I got to see it. I seen, like, and they was tuned in. And they was coming back because they knew, you know, that video gonna come on at least 3 times a day. So it was like, when they heard them, what I was saying, and they turning around and looking at me like, yo, it just got crazy. Like, because when they looking at the vid, it's like they seeing a movie, like, damn, this nigga knew he was, they like, man, all types of shit started happening. You know what I mean?
Shout out to my brother Khaled. He's on the check-in. So
Yeah,
was it
Khaled.
was you like no stress, no none, let me go do this year in the day, or was it like jealousy? What was it like in there?
No, my first bed, it was like, I'm gonna go do this year in a day, and I'm gonna get out and get back to the music. But once I got in there, like, I from the rip, I let people know, like, you know, rest in peace to my old head Sput. I asked my man Woodgie, I'm like, yo, listen, get all the ops, everybody, you know, in the feds, you ride with your car. I'm like, listen, tell everybody to come to the yard tomorrow. Everybody come to the last yard tomorrow. So, you know, all the folks. So they all came out to the yard. We in the yard, but we got to do it strategically, because, you know, the police, they be on something. If you, and more than 5 of y'all together, they breaking y'all up. So we got everybody, I got everybody in the yard, everybody on the bleachers. I'm like, listen, y'all got me for a whole year. I am not going to be nobody radio. Please don't walk up to me asking me about do I know Beyonce or
My,
ask me nothing about
I'm
no
not
music shit.
shit.
I'm not doing that. I'm not being nobody radio. But what I am going to do is tonight I got something for y'all. And I just went in for like 20 minutes straight for the whole jail in the yard, and was like, after that, it was like,
So you did you went off for like 20 minutes in the motherfucking yard. You
yeah,
said after this hip hop shit is over.
yeah,
But
I'm not gonna be nobody radio.
minutes and started spitting for 20 minutes straight.
Yeah, 20 minutes went in for him, and I'm like, that's it. Please, no sidebars. I'm not. Y'all got me for a year. I come to take a nap and go home.
You got somebody want to play something.